right, we live.
We
All
live.
right.
Let's go.
Welcome everybody back to another edition of CTE.
Welcome.
Well, Chris and Travis Experience.
Yeah.
As you can see, I have my headphones on right now, trying to check the levels. I'm gonna have to get some new mics in a minute, but it is what it is.
Make it work.
So let's talk about what's going on this week. Well, first off, before we get into everything karate, yesterday was Father's Day.
Yes, sir.
This is your fourth,
Third
Father's Day.
Yes, sir.
Did you get a tie? Or
Nah.
you just got a little, handprint or something?
Nah. My kid picked out a shirt, and he likes dinosaurs, so Daddy had to wear a dinosaur shirt just like him. You know what I mean? I got, and I got food and whatever. I got my day. I did nothing. I got to just rest and recuperate after, But my dad got to come over. So Mr. Smith came over to my house. First time he's been up and over my way. He's been to the school before, but he's never been over. I just bought a house.
To the new joint.
Yeah, he just got to go to the house.
You see all the work I'm doing. I laid this down and doing this and trying to make yourself look more manly.
Yes.
Like make it look like that. Like, oh yeah, I'm doing some things over here.
Well, I am doing things over here. Just letting you know.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just checking. I got to keep checking. But anyway.
Yeah, but no, it was a good Father's Day, man. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, happy Father's Day.
Yeah,
all that
thank
good
you.
Stuff,
Always.
What was your first Father's Day like?
Over the top.
Over the top?
My wife is holidays, special days, birthdays, all that stuff. She loves that stuff. So she goes over the top for things until I look at her and go, baby,
I don't need all this.
I don't need none of that.
So you better enjoy it because
I know. I do.
Yeah. Happy Father's Day, Pop.
Yeah, right. Listen, because the kids, they're like, yeah.
Right now it's like, oh yes, Daddy's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah. So you prefer, I'm really curious. Do you think it's more so when you have like a Mother's Day or Father's Day? Is that the day that you actually should spend with your children, or is it one that you're like, you know what? Mom, you doing all the work today. I'm going and to go play 9 holes or something like that, and you just do whatever you want, or is it? Do you think it should be just more?
I think it should depend on the couple and what they do. Sometimes the ladies do like to go out and get their hair and nails done and all that. Or watch movies or go to the theater or whatever. Sometimes dudes do want to go out. Like I really wanted for a little bit, a couple years I sparred. I run my Sunday sparrings and I would just have a Father's Day workout because I know, most other people aren't training. So when I was, in the game and I was hungry, I always hosted a Father's Day. I always hosted Mother's Day. I always host those days because I know everyone's taking them off. But now that I'm a dad, a little bit of both. Like I said, I wanted to sleep and rest and recuperate from, Saturday and Friday. And, but then I also, wanted to, spend some time with my kids and be a part of it. Cause that's kind of what makes Father's Day.
I mean, you're not a father if you don't have children.
Right. And, I do get that, I want to spend some time with my kids, but I do want to have some Father's time.
Right.
So,
no, I never understood is when it's Father's Day and they expect fathers to go out there and barbecue or something. And it's like,
like this
kind of chilling.
Yeah. Like this is my day.
Right.
Y'all could just order some food. Like I would be happy with some pizza. I'm not super, but I don't really want a lot. It was kind of, we do it. My wife and I are cool. We get to do it every day. Like, we show appreciation for each other every day. We do things for each other. Like, I'm not a Valentine's dude. Like, I don't do that. Like,
you don't do Valentine's Day?
I do. I send flowers because it's the only time I ever do flowers because it's Valentine's Day. But I cook a meal at home, but I'm not going to go above and beyond and do all kinds of crazy stuff. I do that on a Wednesday in the middle of June just because I just want to show her that I care about her, those kind of things.
Well, in Michigan, they got like this thing called Sweetest Day. You ever heard of it?
Nah. It's like reverse.
It's supposed to be, but no, it's not. It still turns into doing something for the woman. It's supposed to be the opposite. It's like Michigan and Ohio.
Like Sadie Hawkins or whatever, kind of
something like that. Yeah. But nah, they just.
It ain't like steak and day.
Yeah, right. That's just February 15th. But no,
I already know.
But no, it's not like that. Like, no, seriously. So when I moved away and, I didn't have to do it, I was cool. Like, yo, I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't have to say nothing about it. Nobody was going around talking about sweetest day and all that other crap. Like, nah. They're like, what? What is sweetest day? I'm like, yeah.
Sweet.
And the funny thing is, it always fell around my birthday. It's always in October. It's always around my birthday. And it was just weird for me. Like, all right. My birthday is always weird, man, because my birthday falls in October. It's October 21st, right? So mine falls in the middle of homecoming weeks. So when I was in D.C., it was always around Howard's homecoming. So I can't really go out and celebrate because everything it's already expensive to hang out and party in D.C. And then you add Howard's homecoming, it's just like
they know everybody's going out. So
so now that I'm down here in Atlanta, guess what? It's always around Morehouse homecoming, the AUC's homecoming, Clark and Spelman. I'm like, yo. I just can't get away from it. I'm just, it just is what it is. My birthday is always going to be around the homecoming.
You might as well homecoming step out with them.
I did for a while, but now I'm older. I'm like, yo,
I can't keep up with them young
I'm like, I don't feel like going out, especially not back-to-back nights. There's no way I'm going back-to-back nights, man. Like, no. I'm not. Like, yo, you get me on Friday, Saturday, I'm just dead. Like, yo, if I go out Thursday, that's what I try and do. I go Thursday and I rest on Friday and then I go back out Saturday.
You got pace that weekend.
Yeah, I can't do every night. Like, nah. Because by 10 o'clock, I'm like, yeah, I'm dead. I'm gone.
This weekend was low-key Friday and then like Saturday and all day Sunday. I was like, man, I'm ready to just hang out.
Yeah, well, you were working all day Friday and Saturday. This is like the opposite of what I was doing last week. Like I was last week Friday and Saturday working. This week you was working Friday.
You were walking around, hanging out.
Exactly. Just watching,
smiling, having fun, watching some.
Yo,
action.
I got actually got time to spend with my family, so I was cool with that. Like it was like, all right, I get to see them fight. I get to talk junk. We can just sit back and just crack jokes all day, and then that'd be it. Like.
And that was it.
Yeah. We ended up going to the mall. I took them to Juicy Crab. Took them to Juicy Crab,
of course.
And they love that. But So other than that, it's just a good time to actually just catch up with them and actually talk to them, joke and laugh or whatever.
Yeah, it was good seeing them.
Mm-hmm. But I guess we'll get into it now. We what almost 8 minutes in, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Battle of Atlanta.
Battle of Atlanta was this weekend.
Yes,
you were
sir.
stuck there with your church shoes on Friday, and then you popped out with the
I came back out. I was like, nah, I can't do those again. I had to change it up with the Air Maxes.
They did the Air Max 95s on them.
I tried to pull out some black cargo shorts. But Greg caught me on my way in and was like, hey.
I saw other people wearing like jeans and stuff. They had black jeans and stuff.
You could have worn jeans. I guess I could have wore black jeans. But when they say, my man sent me a black slacks. He didn't say black pants. He said black slacks. So I wore slacks. Like, next time I wear some karate pants.
Oh, dang.
That. Listen, I should have worn black karate pants. Like, we had a karate tournament. Give me nice and comfy.
You're going to wear the old heavy karate pants with that. That's
with
the stone wash,
little
stone wash. It's starting to turn gray.
Man, the ones that you see me in when I was getting changed just a few minutes ago. I'm wearing them exact pants. But no, it was good.
So what'd you think about the battle this year?
Overall, it was super organized. Saturday, we were done with everything with the exception of the couple of older fights that were out of there. By overall women's was done before 3 p.m.
Yep.
3 p.m. people.
Yeah, so that was cool.
That was
but
awesome.
See, that leans into my thought process of I hate nighttime finals because you can be done with a tournament at 3 o'clock and then you got the rest of the day to actually go to the city and go hang out. Yeah, but no,
we did the nighttime finals, which wasn't the worst. We were done and out of the night times by 9.
By 9.
By 9.
Yeah.
9 was doable. If they,
that was cool.
Started an hour earlier, get out about 8:15.
Yeah, that was cool.
Now we get time to go out and enjoy some of the scenery, and people get to come out and see Atlanta. Maybe catch a game,
because the Braves were playing, so you can do a lot of different things. You go over to the Battery. Have you been to the Battery
I've
yet?
been to the Battery. I did a jiu-jitsu match, and one of our weigh-ins was right there at the Battery.
Okay.
They gave us free food and everything after we were done.
Where'd you do a jiu-jitsu match over there?
We did the weigh-ins were just at the Battery, and then the card is at Center Stage.
Okay, yeah.
I've done a few jiu-jitsu matches and MMA fights over there. Now that place is nice.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Stadium seating, you feel like you're in a coliseum.
Yeah.
We're fighting in the middle of, man, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, now Battery is super cool. Good food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice little bars area.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Some lookers. Some lookers walking around there. I said lookers, people. Lookers.
Yes. Lookers. I just didn't. I don't.
You don't look. He doesn't look. He's a good guy. I, on the other hand, I was looking. Okay, I was walking around there. I'm looking in all directions.
Oh yes, but yeah. So I mean, the tournament was well organized. Competition level was pretty darn high. I liked a lot of competitiveness in there till a certain point, and then it became less competitive. And then it was well done. I judged team fighting, at least one of the stages for team fighting, and that's probably where I have most of my comments or questions for certain people. But
yeah, we're gonna get into that topic in a couple seconds. I'm trying to think of other things of the overall assessment of the tournament.
Production level was real nice. Greg and Toby did a really good job with their mic'd up interviews, getting it all pieced up on the stage.
First thing I thought, it was like they're spending a lot
of money.
Oh, yeah. On this production. And that leads me to like, yo, are they clearing profits? Like I just started going into that realm thinking that's a lot of
it.
The business side of like, yo, is that really worth all of that? Like
that's why I was telling you I had sneak heard in the back. That's why I don't know if they're true or not, but people asking, saying they might be trying to get out of that because of all what they're building.
Yeah.
It's becoming such a big monster.
Yeah.
I mean, numbers looked pretty good.
They had a great turnout.
It was great. One of the best tournaments I've been to in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years in a row, Battle of Atlanta has done a great job.
Yeah. The Ruth and Greg and
Toby.
And they turned it around.
They've done a lot of good
Is Lynn
things
out
with
of it?
Huh?
Is Lynn done with it?
I believe Lynn has been done with it. Lynn was there. I saw Lynn.
Yeah, I saw her there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if she had sold her part and it's just now it's just Greg and Toby. Okay.
I think so. If anything else, maybe a silent partner, but she was in street clothes and stuff, so it wouldn't lend me to believe that she was a big part in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Lynn's a fisher woman.
Yeah, he's a fish woman. Is it? I guess it is fish woman.
I mean, it wouldn't be a fisherman.
I mean, originally it was, but I mean, that was just supposed to be, universal. But nowadays,
a fisher.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't believe everything else. After that alone, I'm just gonna leave it alone.
All right. So, all right. My assessment of it was overall good. I love that the fact that it was timely, it was over with, and it was a good time. I don't understand. There was some things I didn't understand. I didn't really quite understand the open weight women's to run it to 4, and then had 2 semifinals on Friday, and then you had the final was supposed to be on Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Just if you're gonna run the open weight women, just run them all.
So basically, the women kind of had one match on Friday.
Yeah.
In the division, one match Friday night at the Friday night fights, and then one match on Saturday, which it could have all been leading up into the women's open weight as the big catch for the Friday night. I mean, they had
they should have just had
and then had all, that, and then the men's or whatever you wanted to do.
I think I look at it.
I don't know
if they're doing fight nights. If you really need to do it, and you need to, it makes more sense to do the open weights finals on Friday, men and women, and then the overall men and women final on Saturday
because you have 2 night times. I agree. I agree 100%.
It makes more sense doing it that way as opposed to bouncing back and forth.
I did like how they were supposed to do the teams, the international division versus the national division, and that was a conjumble, and that's again one of the topics that I wanted to bring up with that team subject. They ran them all down, and then had the finals again on Saturday.
Right, which I was a little confused with.
Right.
Because on Saturday, the last team fight was
Legend International and the national team winner, TDE.
Oh,
correct.
Okay. So I thought
that's
I thought
the
TDE and
30 and overs.
Gypsy.
No,
because they fought that night, right?
They fought for the winner of the national teams. What the battle does is they run an international teams division, which I'm not 100% sure on the rules, but I think it runs where one of your players has to be from another country. and then they do the national division where everyone is from the states. So that would lead me into proper being able to go into the international division. Legend went into the international division.
Are most of Proper's people from California?
They're a mixed bag. No, because Brian is Florida.
Yeah.
Ibrahim is Florida. What's the Connor McClinchy, the tall Irish kid.
Yeah.
Then you have a couple of the guys, or at least they used to. Colocho is from where, Guatemala or Mexico?
Man, don't get me to know. I don't know.
I think he's from Guatemala. Please excuse me. And then I think they had somebody else too. So they got a group of people.
When they
from
started,
outside.
most of
Liatre and the original Proper guys. Junior's kid. What's his name? Dang it! I'm sorry.
Trey Salente?
Nah. But the original guys, they were all California Bay Area.
Right, the original ones were, and then they expanded out. I think it was Leo, like one of the
Leo Valdivia.
Yeah, he was one of the first ones.
No, he was one of the newer
that were not from California.
Yes,
because he's from Florida.
Yeah.
So then when he got on Proper,
Troy Whaley, but
Troy. What? I don't. Honestly, I don't even know.
I think Troy's in Nevada.
He's in Nevada now.
But I thought he was Cali. I thought he was Utah. I think he was that whole area. Troy's been around for so long. He's probably been everywhere.
Yeah, he's just West Coast. Let's leave it at that. Yeah.
So, like I said, back to that team thing. Like, you anybody who has an international person. Paul Mitchell fits that fold because they have two of their players from Hungary.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would have been smarter, not competition-wise, but smarter to split a couple of those teams out, fight them down, and have an international team winner with some of those guys versus the national team winners, which would have left people like Straight Up and Gypsy and those other teams.
Are the rules different, though?
No, same rules. Just the only rule that I was informed of was one or two of your players had to be from another country. That was it. International teams and national teams.
I think...
Which it wasn't really clear. It wasn't really clear. It was just men's team fighting.
Honestly, if they were going to do it that way...
One team signed up. Only Legends signed up for internationals.
I think if they do it that way, they should literally do it. They have to have somebody from international on their team. They need to be doing it by matches. Like win...
By matches.
By matches.
Well, so then you win the first two and the third man don't even have to fight?
Exactly that. And I mean, like, if you're really going to do... a separate division,
but they're not. See, that's the thing. They're not doing a separate division. They want to keep it the same division, but allowing people to because they have the guys from Nambia who come. They have the Germans that come for that RK, the hard semi-contact.
But they're not fighting.
But their goal, and I believe their goal, is to acquire those people by having those set fights in that style and then allowing them to come into our style and fight and bring in those internationals to allow that to get to maybe the US Open size with international.
But what I'm saying is if you're doing it that way, like,
you got to do international rules. You got to bring over with the Waco or something.
International people,
you got to play.
Let them fight international way.
Right.
The international rules. And then when you get to it, you on America, you're fighting the American way. For that
right.
You're going up against each other, but
right. I agree with you. If you're going to do that, you should have that division.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just like, we're just going to separate.
Like America does the Waco division.
Yeah, and it has a completely different,
completely separate thing, but it's in
almost
the tournament.
Like just like super fights had different rules.
Right.
To me, it seems like if it's going to be a different division,
it should be different.
It should be different.
Something should set it apart, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I agree. But yeah, so that was just the craziest thing in the world to me. Only Legends signed up for international teams.
I don't think
they got a free skate all
it.
The way up. I don't know if it was poor advertisement or
but they did it last year like that.
I know.
Yeah, and I just don't think people knew or understand like, we're signing up for team fighting. Just do regular team fighting. Like,
what is this international? What is this? What is this?
Because I think they probably look at it as international is just less than.
And I think what they did, again, I'm not sure. I only pointed one way or the other, but I think they did like 500 for national team, 500 for international team, and then the winners got 2,000. That's how they were banking that out. Or maybe it was a little more for the teams and then the 2,000 because NASCA doesn't have to give a set amount for teams because some give out like 750, some give out 500, some give out 1,000, some people give
500.
Listen. I'll never forget the time CJB backed out of the U.S. Open because it was 500 for teams and they said no.
Jeez.
And then this is the worst part about it. 4 or 5 other teams said, yeah, we're going to do the same thing. They raised the money back up, and those other teams jumped back in, and CJB held their ground and didn't team fight for that. That was a crazy day. But yeah, back to the battle.
I mean, it is what it is.
Spin off right there. My brain, sorry.
Mm.
But yeah, the team fightings were crazy. Gypsy upset a couple people, man. Made it to the finals against TDE and then ran into that wall.
So I didn't get a chance to see Gypsy versus the blue or black team TDE. It was the black team TDE with Jim Haymore and
Pablo, Zach Winder, and Jeremy Francoeur.
Which is another international team, technically.
Dun.
Yeah. So
I was just saying, man, this is what
you got Pablo and Jeremy.
Switch them and move them and get them out of each other. You could have had, they almost had TDE versus TDE.
Right. That's what I thought. Actually, that's what I thought it was going to be that night.
Nah,
because I didn't see who won the other side, so I was like, all right, I think it's TDE because it seemed like they had won it. So I just walked off. I didn't see the fight.
Gypsy. Again, matchups. It was matchups, man. Team fighting, to me, comes down to your coach and your matchups. Like that's when the coach is really necessary. You know what I mean? To understand, no. I know you want this for personal reasons, but it's smarter to go this way for this action and these points and this accumulation. Styles make fights when it comes to 100% teams, and that's a big deal. And that was lost on me as a judge in the corner, watching some of the decisions that you sent him. Ooh, let's see how this works out.
So what was the one that stood out to you as far as a match?
Gypsy and Paul Mitchell.
Oh, so it's about coaching. So you saying you questioning Daymond right now?
No, I'm not questioning Daymond as a coach.
Called you stupid,
Daymond,
you know what I'm saying?
I did not Daymond. I never said that. Daymond, you know I got love for you. Just trying to cause things. No, that was other.
Yeah, we go.
We gonna do it.
We gonna talk about that.
We'll talk about all the flames. But no, this one is. Sorry, Mr. Gypsy Man, I don't remember your name. There was a young kid new to the squad.
I don't think that sounded right, Mr. Gypsy Man. I don't remember your name. I'm sorry. I don't think that sounded right.
All right, there's a new fighter on Team Gypsy. He's only new to me because I haven't been out in a while. He's a young man, and I don't remember your name. So the Gypsy dude, whose name I don't remember, tall young kid, they sent Justin out. And Justin it was a wash fight.
It was 0-0. It was a
wash
fight.
I turned to you and looked at you and we said the same thing.
Very boring
wow,
fight.
That was boring. I personally would have put Tomas or Gumby on that, or even Mike Jefferson to go over top of his leg in a score. I would have used that as a scoring attempt because you have Chance and Chad coming up behind that. Chance was on fire, but you never know what chance you're going to get. Yeah. You don't know if you're going to get the swinger brawler chance. You don't know if you're going to risk your life because I'm throwing an illusion twist chance, or if you're going to get chance that's going to rack up 7, 8, 9 points. You don't know which chance you're going to get, and I don't even know sometimes if Chance knows which one he's coming out as.
I think I don't think you'll see all three in the same match.
And you can see every time Chance came to my corner, I was like, don't risk your life. And I ran out of the way because I didn't know if Chance was going to throw some kind of crazy jump, flippy, twisty kick, and I wasn't going to get hit with it.
I was talking to I think it was Ant. We were watching them fight.
He threw tornado kick, spin kick at Ant. And
we were
like, cut back. It was like, no, sir. No, sir. But yeah. And then Chance and Chad came up behind that. And because it was a wash, you gave Chad and Chance a chance to take care of the Hungarians. Awkward fighting. You had 3 judges in there who weren't really calling first to move. We were trying to call first to score, which hit first, not who moved first and who yelled first and all that jazz. So between me and Mr. Young and David Bossonette, I mean, that was a pretty solid, group of judges. So, I mean, it was just, that matchup, I really think sealed that deal for them.
So you're saying that Daymond made a mistake?
I'm saying whoever made the decision to send Justin was now thinking back hindsight, man, that probably wasn't the best decision, as I am now after it happened. I didn't think walking into it was a good decision, no. And then coming out of it, the wash. And
it's
then,
like, I was right.
I was like,
Coach Paul Mitchell. Is that what you're saying?
No,
no. Coach Paul Mitchell?
I would never. No disrespect to Paul Mitchell. I respect them as a team, but I would never coach. that team.
I'm just trying to make
you
sure
trying to
everything's clear.
making everything clear. I thought Daymond made good adjustments as a coach when he coached Tomas in the division, because I judged light, heavy, and heavy on Saturday, and the things he was telling Tomas to do and the adjustments he was having him make in fight, I was kind of like, yep. And some he made and scored, and some he didn't make and got scored upon. So, I'm not saying Daymond's a bad coach ever.
I didn't say he was a bad coach.
I know you're not saying. You were asking me to clarify if Daymond was if I thought process. I did question Daymond's thought process on that one call. Yes, I did.
There we go.
Do I question Daymond as a coach? No, typically not really. He's not my team, so I don't really judge people on how they coach. I just got as a bystander, is a little different. There were a couple others. And I know Mr. G sent out Brandon last for him, but they had Brandon, Larry, and Anthony. And boy, Anthony Merrick's was on fire this weekend. He looked good, really good this weekend. And I would have sent him last. I would have matchup wise or whatever. I know you got to go. That's your team straight up with Anthony. You don't put Anthony as the anchor of that team, but
why not?
Pride. Pride and ego. My team, I'm going to send my guy last because my guy can bring it home, and I have that much confidence in my team. That's the pride mentality.
Who's on the team again?
Larry Wells, Brandon Ballou, and Anthony Merrick's. So logically thinking, Anthony always goes last.
I would have sent Anthony last.
Depending
on
matchups.
I guess depending on the matchup. But did they go? He sent Anthony out second. Oh well, I mean,
I think they fought TDE.
No,
Gypsy. They fought Gypsy first round. That's right. No, yeah. Same thing. Because Chance and Ant, but Chad and Brandon overextended, got excited. He was up. Team score, he was up. Personally, I think he was down one or so. Went across the line and gave up 2 points. Got a little flustered. Knew had to get that point back. Had to go over there and rushed it. Gave up another 2 points. So it should have been a super close fight with someone who understood that third spot, that lead spot. It could have still been held on, and we would have seen probably a different final. We might have seen that Paul Mitchell team. We would have had Paul Mitchell versus TDE. That might all based upon that. Shoot, straight up could have came out with that lineup and switched it up and made some adjustments. We've seen teams with.
What are you gonna say now? How you gonna say it? Somebody gonna be
less than elite? When I talk elite, I'm talking Jack
overall
Avery, grand champions, and you'll have dudes who won't win. The three of them won't win their division the next day. Have won team fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it happen at tournaments before. Mm-hmm. The three dudes that won the team fight did not win their division. Not even their division. So you can see that because styles make fights and lineups work. So again, it goes back into where is the coaching side of it, and slides into my next point. Where's the fighter IQ side of it? I saw so many dudes just trying to go first, be fast, without a rhyme or a reason. They threw fakes without knowing why they were doing fakes. They did footwork when there was no need to create that space or to show them what you could do, because there wasn't anything coming. Like the IQ and the decision making in fight was just rudimentary.
Oh, who in particular? Because I when I think of that, I usually just attribute it to you being youthful. If you are telling you're 28 years old, then I'm like, yo, you stupid. You should be you shouldn't be just throwing in fakes for no reason or whatever. But if you're 19, 20, even up to 23, 24 is around when you start to really change and think more, and everything slows down a little bit more.
So are you advocating for that weird division, that 18 to 21 division?
Hell no.
Oh, okay. You're just giving them a little pass because
no, I'm saying that they have to go through it. You have to go through it in order to. That's like saying
I saw some 18
to 21 year olds in the NBA, and it's like, yo, no. Get your butt out there.
Nah, bro. I just seen some dudes just pick up their leg and
Well, that's 90s, man. That was all 90s.
But they're not that old. They're not.
I know, but
you know what I'm saying though. Like I know you watched some fights.
All right. So who in particular did you see that you looked at and said, all right, they're just not fighting smart. They're not thinking it through. They're reacting and using their athleticism to do this. You don't want to say nothing?
Oh, man.
Oh. Come on, Chris. Hey, yeah. You brought the topic. We need names.
Oh, man.
I need names.
Man. Oh, hold on. You're going to have to give me a second because I'm trying to decipher if I'm okay with call the people out like that.
I mean,
like,
they had
it might have just
weekend.
been a bad match. It might have been
they had personal life stuff going. I don't know, but whatever it is.
Yeah. No.
What was it that they just weren't? They didn't fight smart.
Man, honestly, I don't know. Like, I hear people getting pumped up by their coach. You gotta go, you gotta pick that leg up, you gotta go, you gotta take off, you gotta follow behind something. So I think some of that is key to that because you're listening and you're trying to adjust. But man, I don't know.
They're not affecting your pocket. Come on, Chris. Oh, who'd you see?
No, I'll just go with some of the people that I was impressed by. I'm gonna slide by that one. I'm gonna slide by that one for a minute.
And y'all want to hear Chris say who he thought just weren't thinking smartly or intelligently. I said smartly, like that's an actual word.
All right, I'll start with one because he's my homie, and hopefully he takes this with some stride. Jim Haymore. I like Jim Haymore. Jim Haymore fought Yaskar at the nighttime finals.
True. Yes. Oh, yeah. I 100% agree with this statement. Yes.
This was not a thinking, adjusting, trying to figure out why things aren't working. This was, I want to go faster. I need to go harder. I need to go sooner. I need to be quicker. I got to get away rather than where's my setup? Where's my fake? When I throw 2 kicks, what does he do? When I put my 2 kicks down and I set in front of him, is he still fading? Is he adjusting and coming forward? Where, the thought process that you would have, okay, all right, well, my leg isn't working. Okay, so let me adjust and switch off to my hand and see if those kind of adjustments. Well, because Jim's a good fighter and he made some decent adjustments throughout some of the fight because the last 25, 30 seconds when he was starting to make his run back, those decisions were a little bit better, and it might have been just because Yaskar wanted to stand on the line a little bit. He just got a little complacent because the rest of it hadn't been that way. I don't know what that was.
All right, when it comes to Jim to me is an awkward fighter.
Yes.
And although he's about 30, I don't think he has a tremendous of years and years of experience out on the national level. Okay. Now, I will say he has experience, but I wouldn't say that he has, like, by the time I was 30, I had 12 years of national experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't see Jim. I don't think Jim has national experience at that level.
Right.
So in that thought process, I would say that Jim is still newish.
Right.
Still,
I got you.
So when he comes out and he fights, he's thinking more, I'm gonna overpower people, or I'm gonna find people with that weird leg, that weird chamber that he has, that awkward chamber, and kick. So he hasn't. I don't think he's 100. Because when I came back and fought him, it was an easy fight because it wasn't. He wasn't calculating, like you said. He was going.
Right.
And he wasn't fully thinking, I'm gonna set this person up by throwing I'm gonna start off with sidekicks. Boom, touch their body,
brings it down, brings it down, and
then I'm gonna go over
the back.
Oh no, just bring it up, because he had
that awkward around that, like
it has a pop, and then he doesn't do anything. He just comes out, and the leg is there, and sooner or later it's gonna touch you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that to me, that's something that comes
with experience,
or somebody who's literally teaching you, no, Jim, you can't do it that way. You need to do it X, Y, and Z, and then you'll boom, 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 and then then he'll see it a little bit more. Right now, he's using just his talent, and so he's on robot mode.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying on that one. I go with that. I thought Tomas and Laszlo didn't really make the best adjustments in their divisions on Friday night in the teams. Tomas made great adjustments and great thought processes on Saturday in the division. I just thought they would, Tomas is looking for 2 things.
Open weight. Who did he lose to an open weight?
I don't even remember who Tomas lost to.
Because he was on this side, but
was he in my ring or was he on the other?
He was on the other. He was on the other ring.
The other ring in open weight. Because I only remember judging them in in teams.
Because for a while, Tomas, Justin, Michael, and Laszlo were still in it towards the end, and Daymond was supposed to be going back and forth.
Right.
But one of the things that I noticed that
No, that was that last one where they waited all that time for Daymond to come over from,
Right. From the
Mike
Justin,
Jefferson or
But-
Justin. No, it was the Justin and Brian.
it was
thing.
a Justin and Brian thing, which we're gonna get to in a few minutes.
We gonna get to the
But-
ugly part. We talking about the good still.
Yeah,
We gonna.
Yeah, so
and then
Tomas-
we waited. No, Tomas was in my ring.
Yeah, he was. So he was in your ring, or was it
So-
Laszlo? Because I remember
No,
one of them had the coach.
I think Tomas lost to Cam. Tomas lost to Cam.
Okay. All right. Well, Cam was just on fire this weekend.
Everybody lost to Cam.
Yeah, Cam. You know what? And that's one of the things.
Everybody lost to Cam this
Cam
weekend.
has really. Knowing him since he was a kid, everything, and looking at him, I was looking at him this weekend as like, okay, he has really finally broken through the ceiling. Like he's climbed his way through. Like I remember he was 18. I see him. He like, oh, he got a lot of talent. And he won Kumite, and I think that was like his first national.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, I see him. All right, blah blah blah. And then he would end up
win
losing. He would
things, or
win
he
the
would lose or
division,
something, yeah.
and he'd lose. But he wouldn't win the overall heavyweight or whatever the case may be. And so, seeing him this weekend, I really looked at it like, okay, he's arrived. Like he's at that point where
everything was what did he say? What did he say? With a purpose.
Right. Yeah.
With a purpose.
He has a focus in his eyes that is like this is his year. Like this is nobody's stopping him right now in this year. Like
there's a little difference with him right now, though.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
we all know that what the motivation
and that
is.
motivation,
and he's out here
2 for 2 right now, right?
Yeah, at least. Because I know he won AKs, but didn't he?
He won AKAs, and then I don't think
that's right because he won his first. Matter of fact, his first national NASCAR was Battle of Atlanta last year. He won the battle last year, and so that was his first NASCAR national overall.
Right.
And then when he came back and won AKAs, and then he did. Then I think he did. Of course he did this Battle of Atlanta, but he looked. He was on fire. Like he was just
hard, clean shots.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, my style of fighting, I thoroughly enjoyed watching.
But
it.
one of the things about him is that you can see him, him thinking. You can see him thinking. He's not second guessing what he wants to do.
No.
He's coming out and he's going off. And I just
there's adjustments being made. This isn't being called, so I'm going to switch over to this. This happens here. Oh yeah, absolutely. When I was talking about who I liked, it was Yaskar. Legend, man, this dude, he is
I think
quickly.
He won 30 over.
Oh, he did. He won 30 and over.
I think he won 30
grand.
over. I'm almost positive he won 30 over.
He did.
Yeah.
Smashing people. Caught dude with a front kick again. Yo, that's two tournaments in a row. He caught somebody with a front kick. Man, but no. Cam, obviously. RPG showed out this week. Ryan George. He showed out this week.
You know who I was impressed with?
Who?
Wayne Easterling.
Wayne Easterling.
I actually was impressed because I saw him fight not the Justin fight. No, it was somebody else prior to, and I was like, all right, I want to see how he fight.
He fought Jack.
But he didn't. Right there is it's the experience.
Jack,
because because one of the things is you should know, don't blitz Jack.
Never blitz.
and he
and
came
if you
out
do, body punch first.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He came out and he was blitzing Jack, and he's like,
two.
It was like, all right, let's match. Like because he just, I don't think he understood. I think he was on such a high and a roll from winning all the other the matches,
right.
And then it was just. But I'm trying to think of what else. Who else?
Anthony Merrickx was impressive this weekend.
Ant
was impressive this weekend.
Yep. Who else? I can't think of.
Morgan.
Morgan's Morgan.
Morgan was Morgan.
There's nothing else to say about that.
Nope.
Yeah. Morgan was Morgan.
K Swift looked good until he fought Jack, and even that fight was still pretty good. What?
Well, the teammate thing. It's because I don't know if it's because they fight a lot. I don't know if it's because the respect or whatever it is. it seems like Kevin's overthinking it when he fights Jack. I think he overthinks it, and it that half of a second is where Jack ends up winning in the close fight. So when I watch those fights, it's like, all right, is he going to get past him this time, or because he has beaten him, but it's still a lopsided, fight. And at this point, to me, this is where Kevin should be taking over. You know what I mean? Like when you are the person who is always trying to break through, and you're the younger one, at some point you should overcome the older fighter, or get to that point where y'all are bumping heads and it's like you're winning, but something there is it's not there. I don't know if it's I don't know. I know he wants to beat him. I know he wants to win.
Right.
I'm not sure what it is yet that he hasn't broken through yet to win it. But other than that, I didn't see his division
fights.
I didn't see his division. I talked to him. He said he won. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
I saw one from across the way. Cody. He fought Cody Duisberg, who's on K-Talk now.
Right. I was shocked to see Cody there.
I was shocked to see Cody.
Cody, all right, Cody.
All right,
yeah.
K-Talk could have been in international teams if it was only one. Again, this is where we have to know what our surroundings and our rules and what the divisions are. I mean,
it really could be a good thing.
It could be a great division. It really could be.
Yeah, it definitely can.
But we're figuring out again how to draw and figure it out, know what's going on.
All right. We got any other impressive people or people who
Connor.
did look good?
Connor McGlinty. I don't know how to say his last name. McGlinty.
Connor McGlinty.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good this weekend.
Yeah. Well, I saw his one fight against Avery, and he won in open weight.
Open weight. Yeah.
So he beat Avery in open weight. But then he turned around and lost to Justin.
Yep.
Yeah.
So again, highs and lows. I think that goes back to the youth and inexperience.
Yeah, that's that youth being turned up for
ride that high, and then
you over like he was more calm. Like,
right. But I mean, that's two names back to back. So I mean, but
at the same time, you are the bigger fighter. You just beat a bigger fighter,
right?
And now you
as a bigger fighter, you fight the team. But there are a lot of big dudes who can't fight little guys.
That's true.
A lot of little dudes who just know how to fight big guys.
That's true.
Robbie and Roman.
Well, yeah, but when I watched it, because I watched that fight, and it was just like he wasn't the aggressor. No. He wasn't the aggressor. He wasn't like pushing it. Like he didn't try and bully Justin. He didn't try and like sidekick him. Like just boom, like you can't get close to me.
Right.
Boom, you can't get close to me and make Justin uncomfortable. We never did that.
He never pushed him out of his comfort zone and let Justin be a counter fighter. Right.
He let absolutely. Justin just like hang around.
Again,
what he wanted to do.
Youth and inexperience and not understanding how to push certain people. He's a counter fighter. Okay, I need to handle with more pressure, not half pressure.
Yep. Cut off the ring so he can't run.
Because
but cut off the ring to where you can. Because
he's
super long,
dude
man.
Was long.
Yeah. What is he like 6'6" or something like that?
He's
like,
something super tall. I try not to stand next to him.
I don't even like. See, I hate standing next to taller people than me. Because I'm usually one of the taller people in the room. So if you're a little bit taller than me, like you 6'4", I'm like, all right, 6'5", okay. When you get to 6'6",
you make
me look normal, like no, I don't like that.
So by that theory, that's why I really don't stand next to you for pictures, bro. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to come up. I don't want to come up like your little brother.
I don't blame you. I seek out y'all like y'all doing.
I'm gonna put my hand right here on your head. Let me lean on you, little brother.
Yeah,
I get it.
I don't have to, but it's just is what it is, man. Yeah. Anything?
Brian fought good.
Brian always fights well.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
He's starting to. One of the things I saw him. I don't know if he's always been this way. He's starting to showboat. He's a
little bit.
He's starting to showboat a little bit more, and it's like kind of interesting to me, like, because he did the little Raymond shuffle type foot movement
after he threw that underneath hook kick. But that was that was a beautiful.
He did it more than once this weekend. He did it about 2 or 3 times this weekend.
I saw him after the underspin. Bow.
Yeah,
which was clean.
Yeah, it was real clean.
And then I seen him. No, I lied. He did it one other time.
Yeah,
in the
he
division.
he did it a couple
hit
times
somebody
this
with
weekend.
something crazy.
And so
Because
it's
he
like,
hits people with some
he's
crazy stuff.
starting to showboat, and that is what led to Justin and the late shot.
Man, Justin is my homie. You never hit me that late.
I mean,
You never hit me that late.
yeah.
Junior held some restraint. Junior just pushed him.
Yeah. So all right, for people who didn't see it,
Oh,
I'm gonna recap it for real quick. Brian hit Justin with a little kick and danced off on him a little bit, and then once he did that, it was like, all right. Then he's smiling or whatever. They go back to the ring and they have an exchange. I can't remember actually what the exchange was, but they called stop. I think the time was up.
Time was out.
The time was up.
I think that's what it was.
And they stopped. And
2, 3, 4,
yeah,
5.
Justin, yeah,
Matt. Oh,
2-3 seconds before he ran over there and like they were walking back to the line, he just pop, pop, pop. I don't know if it was a 3-piece or a 4-piece, but whatever it was, Brian kind of like
stumbled. He got snuck. He got snuck.
Yeah,
like,
got went
you
down
know what I
a little
mean?
bit. And Junior pushed Justin.
Yeah.
And that's when Daymond got up. So and Daymond went across there and was yelling and grabbed Justin real quick, and then Justin tried to get at Junior, I think, because Brian was still, you know, it was kind of off in the corner. Justin, it kind of came into this.
They said he figured out. He said he figured out that it was Junior that pushed him. So then he went over there. I was like,
well, all right, now, and then it turned into like a 20-minute debate of. I don't know if they were going to get disqualified.
Like the match was already over and he had already lost. So like to me, it was just a wash and carry on with it. If you want to have a side conversation about him not being allowed to fight or whatever you wanted to have that conversation about, like that was all it needed to be.
Right. Well, they turned into, you know, anybody who knows Damon's not letting that type of stuff
letting nothing go.
So he was yelling
turning it up.
Turned up
Officer.
a little bit. But
Officer Gilbert.
I've seen worse from him.
I have as well.
But he still caused it. And that was at the time where Tomas was supposed to fight Cam.
It was
Cam.
It was
Cam.
Is.
And yeah. Because now I'm flashing back to Cam during that Tomas fight, because that was interesting because Daymond didn't coach Tomas at that point because
no, he walked over there, waited that whole time, and then told Gumby to go in there, Laszlo, to coach him, which was funny because the comment that I made as soon as he did that, I was like, you listen to him better anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. But that's the holdup, and that's kind of sometimes the games. That's kind of why, I mean, I don't really think you should have to wait for a coach. I'm sorry. They held up divisions waiting for a coach to get there. They held up quite a few on Friday. And for me, I'm like, let's go. You're a black belt. If it's team fighting, you got a teammate right there who could coach you. Like, and you'll probably listen to your teammate a little bit better than your coach. True. Again, with the Tomas and Laszlo situation, he speaks to him in Hungarian. He probably feels more comfortable with it. They have code. They know what's, you know what I mean? Like,
so let me ask you this.
Okay.
In that Justin situation, what do you think should have been happened? Since Junior pushed Justin and Justin hit him, do you think there should have been anything that happened? Do you think that it's just, hey, this is what it is, or do you think some kind of reprimand should have happened?
What can you do in our activity? It's not a super professional sport right now, so I mean, what are you gonna do? The right call with such a late thing, if you're a professional sport, if you're looking to be in the Olympics, that kind of a late hit is an automatic disqualification, and you can't fight tomorrow. That I don't want you here at my tournament, because that's what happens. Like, and I don't want to show anybody that this is allowed, because we want to clean this up.
Right.
That's my opinion. Also, on the same aspect, Junior, you're not allowed back. Not tomorrow. And there has to be a discussion, because as a coach, coaches really can't touch players. Think about it. What would happen in the NBA if a coach, reached out and tripped Kawhi? You know what I mean? Or they got into a scuffle and a coach punched a player. Like, right. What happened when Latrell choked his coach? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what would happen in that kind of a setting in a professional, high dollar sport?
I agree.
That's what I would happen. Now, what did happen is everybody talked, nothing ever happened, and we all went about on our day, which is right now with how our activity is set up, that's all you can do.
Well, I was a fly on the wall when after all of that happened, and Daymond and Larry Carnahan were talking.
Right.
And Daymond basically said you need to clean this BS up because if something like this happens again, y'all are not going to be able to stop me. Nobody in here is going to be able to stop me from jumping in the ring and doing
whatever he felt like doing at the end of the day. Yeah.
And I kind of get him defending his
guy, but like what it does is it leaves a door open for. I got into a situation at Sin City Rumble quite a few years ago with Leon Jefferson before he was on our team, and him and I got into something, and then his coach was Brian Young, and he grabbed me. So that was a bigger deal. So, but I mean, but it's kind
Brian
of
comes from that. He plays baseball, so that's what they do. They grab the other. They don't grab your
listen,
guy.
You better grab your own man, because if you grab in my situations and my life settings, if you grab me, your man is finna blast me. Like, so don't touch me. Grab him. You want to stop the fight? You better grab your own people.
How many martial arts dust ups have you been in?
Me, a lot. I've been in quite a few skirmishes. Great friends. I'm still friends with most of the people I got into fist fights with.
Right.
Glove off, one glove on, headgears off. Shoot, Anthony Merrick's, Kodak Ray. Me and Kodak got into a lot of them. There was a bunch of people. Me and Tankston got into a bunch of them.
How many team on team ones?
Man, there haven't been that many. There haven't been that many team on team fights and brawls like that anymore.
Were you there for the Kentucky Brian Plimple, Paul Mitchell versus I can't remember Magic Hand?
Yeah, Magic Hands.
Yeah, Magic Hands. I wasn't there for that, but because that was right after SES went under and he went on to Paul Mitchell.
Right.
And I heard about it, but
them kind of rumbles stopped in the mid '90s, late '90s. Well, that was probably late '90s, maybe early 2000s.
That was
01 or 02.
Yeah. 01 or 02.
02 SES was.
SES went down to 01. 01.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 01. And then, so I guess he got on around.
Yeah, those eras, I mean, those things don't happen anymore. The team-on-team things, there's not those kind of rivalries. We talked about that with the rivals. We
got into a few.
As far as
SES goes,
when I was a kid, there were a ton of them. That happened every weekend. You couldn't, if you were from Orlando and you won one of the tournaments in Miami, you might as well be running out to your car with your feet pads on, because especially if you beat,
that
Manny
person,
or you beat whoever at their thing, you know what I mean? It was a fight back then.
Yeah.
But now, people are more friendly. You see everybody hanging out with each other at the bar Saturday night.
Yeah.
You saw it, a lot of it. Y'all was tucked off on the side a little bit because y'all are a little bit off to the side.
Yeah, because
y'all are a little bit off to the side.
Yeah, we
a little different.
Yeah,
it's a different mindset.
I will say somebody was about to get messed up like at that bar. I don't know who the drunk dude was. Because he literally said something stupid. Like, we were in a conversation and he was like, "Oh, F you up."
Who? Huh?
Avery looked like, "Wait, what?" Like, "Wait, what'd you say?" And he was just staring off like, man, you about to get a one-hitter quitter real quick, like, and this is what it is. And I hated that I have to do it in out there in Cobb County, but I mean, it's just,
that's right. Cobb County's rough, man. I don't know Georgia out here.
Happy for us, but they don't like us. So it might not have been the smartest move, but
it wouldn't have been the wrong one.
Yeah, hey man.
Somebody else in the hotel, probably from the Braves game.
No, they had on
a competitor band.
I don't know who it was. Like, I was like, wait, what? Because he was like completely smashed. I'm not gonna say all the stuff that happened, because
that's a long.
But he was just completely out of control. Somebody ended up grabbing him and taking him off. But he said that because me and Avery was having a conversation, and he just said it. We were just like, "Have you lost your mind?" Like, because he was like Morgan, Deborah. Like, I'm like, "Yo, what is wrong with you? Like, yo, you really about to get laid out right now." Like, like this is you're about to get laid out. But
that's crazy. Yeah, but people get like super friendly, so there's not gonna be a lot of them kinds of tussles anymore. I'll see some tussles like that between There was almost a tussle.
I wasn't gonna talk about it. If you want to talk about it, you bring it up.
It was almost a tussle.
There
was almost a couple of things. But yeah, that's hot heads and people not knowing when to back off. We won't get into it, but I will say this. Please don't run up to somebody and then run away like you're the victim. That was my problem. That was my biggest problem with that whole altercation. The person who went up to the one, then later went off and away from that person and was getting other people and asking for that other person to get kicked out. So the person who went to the face called for security. So it's weird to me that those things happen.
I'm look. All right, look. We're not gonna get nope.
He said, no, we're done. Wrapping that one up.
All right, this is when I'm tapping out. Like, yo, no, because I
no, man, you didn't let me tap out. Come on, man, I had to give up. What they're not paying your bills.
I didn't. Yeah, so look.
Exactly. It's okay. You can slide out of this one.
All I'm gonna say is, I just thought that maybe he backed off because of the circumstance, because of the person who it was.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that was
the smartest thing he did, but you don't approach that situation already knowing who that is. Last year.
Well, if you okay, but what
because the same person was involved in last year's scuffle at the Battle of Atlanta. Yeah, that was kind of which that wasn't his fault either. I'm saying he was 100% in the right last year too, because I would have done the same thing.
So I was
actually standing right next to him. So
I will say this, like, well, if you really paid attention to the rest of the weekend, because this sounds bad, but if you really pay attention to this, I saw this coming. Just off of emotions, and I didn't understand what it was. I just figured it was something else, and then when that exploded, I was like, oh, so it's more to this than I thought.
Yes.
And I just left it alone. And like,
because
I'm cool. I love both of them.
There's some other little things that have happened.
So I love both of them. So I just kind of like,
I was doing the same thing. I was standing on making sure.
I know we sounded real cryptic about it. And if anybody was there and they saw it,
they know
what we talking about.
If you weren't there, then it's not but to be put on blast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put that out there and just and because I think it's something that just needs, those two need to talk
and squash it out. Yeah, because I think they're both at a bigger place than where the initial whatever is.
Yeah, because I actually had a conversation with one of the parties about it, and I got some insight on it, and it's kind of like, okay. And I never got the opportunity to talk to the other person and kind of understand it, but so. I'm not gonna be a mediator.
Nah, absolutely
not through this.
No.
Like, no. But if I did, I'll reach out. Just man to man, like look, I saw all of this. Like, yo, whoop. We need this.
Come on,
let's
be better.
Because it just needs to be.
Yeah,
absolutely. I just don't want to see those two. At each other like that. I just don't want to see that. Like that really hurt me seeing that. But whatever. Let's go to something a little bit different. Look, what else we got on the docket? Let me look at it.
What did we put? You got it.
So we talked about the fight IQ, team fight strategy. Oh, your judges topic.
Which one?
You put in to bring in good
the incentive. Judges. Yes. Yeah. What kind of incentive are tournaments doing to bring in quality judges for these divisions? Because
y'all third judge was trash.
On Saturday?
On Saturday, yeah.
This dude was garbage. All right, okay, it comes to this. Trav was over there by me through the fights.
Y'all saw me on
16, 17-year-olds.
Instagram, I was posting a little bit of stuff.
This was 16, 17, short and tall. Yeah. I turned over to Trav at 16, 17, tall, I believe, and said, watch this. Whatever I call, this dude is going to call too.
And late.
And it's going to be 2 seconds delayed because he's going to look to see what I'm calling, and then he's going to call it. So probably 5 or 6 calls in a row, the exact thing happened.
Yep.
the next division. The guys, the
It was
adults,
the
adult men's light heavyweight were watching this,
Yep.
complaining about it, and did nothing
Who-
about it.
who-
It was not until the heavyweight division when Cam came over and said, "Sir, can I protest? Can I arbitrate to you, that corner judge?" And so then I called my center over, because I was not the center. I called my center over and I explained the situation. And he was like, "Yeah, you sure can. I go get somebody right now. I've been waiting for somebody to do that all day."
If you needed something, you already.
What happened?
If somebody, you've been waiting all day for somebody to get them out of there, just go get somebody. Like, yo, you're gonna have to get somebody. Especially when you see
Right. No,
the light heavyweight,
Had-
and somebody.
Well, that goes back into my ring. Had I been the center, I would have already got that situated. That was my big point. Who it kind of, because the judge piece is a 2-piece combo, right? First off, you have to get good judges to come in, and who do you start with? Obviously, you start with the centers. You pick the best centers. You look at the centers in the ring. You look at the people who they are, and there's the center. Okay, for forms and weapons, I'll use the other ring across from me, the 16-17 girls, and then the welter and light welter, or whatever, Jack's ring, Jack and Kevin's ring. Young Juan, Mike Smith, and Jeremy Roque. Who ran the center for forms? Young Juan. Who ran the center for fighting? Jeremy. That is knowing who is where and how to have unselfish judges and to rip that out. Now, I'm not saying my center judge was unselfish. I don't really know him that well. I had Richard Osborne Jr., one of the Pro Mac guys.
Yeah.
I don't know him that well. I thought he did a pretty good job with his calls in the division. I thought there were a couple of times where he lost a little bit of control of the ring, allowing coaches and people and fighters to say things and get in the ring a little bit. Not bad. Nothing overboard, just controlling that center.
Oh, that's right. Because he was in, but on Friday night,
he was over there with Joe Perry and Jeremy Roque over there on the stage too.
Other
yes.
stage. I
did not agree with a lot of those calls on
Friday.
On Friday night, I didn't. I really didn't.
Yeah, and Saturday
was.
Well, see, Saturday he was fine but I don't know if it was because I was comparing him to
the other guy.
The
because
third
that
guy,
other guy, my man with the ponytail was 90% of the time he called what I called late. The other 10% of the time he called what Richard called just late. It was just.
And I can't remember who called it out. Like, yo, it's late. Come on. Like somebody in the light heavyweight division called it out, and but you had already said it, and we were just kind of sitting there like, yo, this dude.
It was one of those like I mean. Again,
but how you saying? How do you get those judges?
How do you get good judges to come in? Do you give them a room? Do you pay them some money? What do you do for judges? Because at the end of the day, you're gonna get the players no matter what, but you're not always gonna get the judges. What is the one thing that most people have been complaining about is the judges. So I would think that you would allocate something special to get those people in. I don't know what they're doing because I think they're going and getting people
they know. They're not necessarily getting the better judges or incentivizing them. They're just getting
the promoters who come, the people who travel.
Yeah, like think about it. I was here.
I know.
No one contacted me about it.
I know.
I'm happy no one contacted me. It allowed me just to walk around and just enjoy as a spectator.
Oh yeah. There were a ton of people that I walked around and saw.
People
I
who were
sent
out
that
in
the
crowds,
text, bro. I looked around.
Who were just like, we here, but that goes
one,
to
nobody reaches out.
Yeah.
2, nobody wants to volunteer to do it long hours all day long for $10 vouchers. By the time I got done, I walked over there. They didn't have no hot dogs left. They had like one kind of turkey wrap and some soft pretzels. I was like, all right, let me get 2 soft pretzels and some Reese's cups. Like,
grab me a soft pretzel.
I did them soft pretzels tight.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I don't know how I timed it just perfectly. I walked over to get one, and they had just brought them out.
I don't know. They were just hanging them.
No, he even hanging them. He literally just off. He just got them out, and I was like, "Give me one of them fresh ones, buddy." He's like, "Yeah, there you go." I was like, "All right, there we go." Whoop, whoop. I left.
Mustard, no mustard.
I didn't do any mustard. I didn't. I usually dip it or whatever, but I didn't do any mustard this time. I hadn't eaten anything, so I was like,
Right. It
skip
was long, bro.
Yeah,
I was there at 9 a.m.
done.
But
Well,
again, it was
which made me mad. But I'll talk about that in a few seconds. Let you finish.
what happened? Made you mad?
They sent the text out. Even Tech sent out the text and said, "Hey, your division starts at 9 a.m." So while we're at dinner, Avery gets a text. He's like, "Oh, they starting this at 9 a.m." So they start looking at. So they started looking at the different divisions and stuff like that. And I was like, "All right, well, I guess I gotta be down here at 9 a.m."
Jack said the same thing.
Yeah, so I walk in at 9 a.m.
Same text from you, been text.
Yeah, I walked in at 9 a.m. and it's just a sea of white uniforms and
Traditional
weapons.
forms and
Yeah.
traditional weapons
I
first,
was like,
still.
what in the world?
And then
Y'all coulda
16,
said 10
17.
a.m.
And then the adults went.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was like, man, all right. I was mad. So I turned around like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I had to wait around, just kind of stood around and waited.
I needed to do nothing.
Avery and them were staying at a different hotel because it was sold out, and so or Avery and Chris were.
Okay.
And then they came over. They came over at 8:30, and like, so they went up to my uncle's room. It was like
yeah,
we
we
went back to
went
sleep.
back up.
Yeah.
Did
Like,
Chris fight on Saturday?
No,
Okay.
no. He injured himself.
Yeah.
He got injured. He injured his knee. In the team fights.
I saw that. That's why I asked if he
Yeah.
fought, because I didn't see him in uniform the next day on Saturday.
But back to your judge's question. How do you get?
How do you get them?
I mean, honestly, you have the people need to know who's in their area, who they can talk to, and who are not just martial artists, but martial artists, sport karate martial artists who are in the area,
right?
And who they can find and get.
So you mean actually networking and reaching out and
that's
sending out?
honestly the best way that you're gonna have to do it. I mean, but it's cumbersome. It's
a daunting task.
Yeah,
you have
boring,
to somebody
but-
tedious and going out there and just
and finding out who's in the area, who they can talk to, blah blah. But I stay low key, so most people don't know where I am. People still ask me, "How's Detroit?" I'm like, I ain't lived in Detroit since like 08. So
I just keep looking at him like it's awesome.
like, okay, buddy. But yeah. So I mean, I think that's the only way you go into without literally paying them and having your own refs on staff for NASCA.
So what's your thoughts on paying center referees?
Not just centers.
Well,
because you had that.
You have to start.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, like, honestly,
because
if they're going to
travel, you got to have some sort of something set up like the NBA refs.
Exactly, and they don't necessarily need to have competed, but they've gone through the training program, and now you are a judge.
Well, I will say that's one thing that the Pro Mac guys are doing. They do the little tests and they do all the little things and all that stuff. So that's a start. They try to do it like what Waco did. You know, Waco does that. You can't judge in Waco if you're not certified. You have to go through training. You have to go through calls, and then you get rated. You get rated at your events. So you're not that good. You're only a regional event kind of guy.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be used at the World Championships.
Right.
You're not going to be used at even the Irish Open.
And that's what they do in the little That's what they do in NBA.
Oh, I know.
All the other real leagues
down in there.
That's where
I know. I got a dad. I got a dad who's an NCAA referee.
Yeah.
One of my karate dads here refs the NCAA all the time. He's always like, "Yep, get ready to go to the Georgia. Ref the Georgia game. Getting ready to go over there. I got to make a trip this weekend over to Alabama.
Alabama, let me ask you this: like, you got bad knees? They got to be running up and down that floor all the time.
He's an ex-athlete anyway, so he already got bad knees.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So, yeah, but yeah, he does. He walks with a Plus, he's 6'6", a big dude. A lot of pressure on them knees.
Yeah.
But he moves up and down the field pretty good. I went to a game of his home.
Yeah, I got a couple of friends who do. I think they do high school basketball though.
Yeah,
and they travel and they do the AAUs. He hasn't. A couple of them haven't gone to college. I think one of them does women's college.
Gunner does that. Gunner's dad does that. Gunner Breed.
Yeah.
His dad does that for soccer matches. He does all the local leagues and high schools and some of the colleges, and he does all that.
You know who he had to fight?
Gunner. He had to fight Daymond.
Yeah.
First fight.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I know. And Brian was over there telling me a story. Do you know at Gunner's very first karate tournament, Daymond was his judge?
Why do you? Okay.
So that was my first karate tournament. My judge. Now I'm fighting him today as my first fight. It was one of them dad.
But you know what's funny?
It's a dad moment, man.
I don't know anything about that. But so
I don't know nothing about that one. But
I talked. It was funny because I watched it, and when Jay got up there, Jay was just like he didn't want to fight him, and then Brian was just like, Gunner was just like,
let's go.
Let's go. And it was that young man, like, I've been looking at you. I want to beat you. I want to beat you. And I'm like, the older person's like, I really don't have anything to gain here. So, but I can't let you win. Yeah. Yeah. So it was a learning experience. Because Gunner came gunning out. Like, he like that youthful.
Right off the line.
Being aggressive, go first. He's not, and Jamon's moving, making a miss, and then poop. Yeah, and that was pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh, I tell you who I was super impressed with. I judged this kid, 16, 17-year-old Darren. DP from Next Level. Tall kid.
Yeah.
Yo, first and second, he hit this kid with the same fadeaway pop round kick twice in a row to close out the show.
Really?
Like,
was that okay? Wait, was that against Devin from MBS?
No. That was the fight before. The final fight was the Luke kid from Kumite. From Bill Viola's kid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But that kid did really well. He did good. He was a forms guy and a fighter guy. He went first out of like 20-something kids and got third. Rightfully so, got third.
I think. Didn't Shaquan go like first or second?
Yo, Shaquan went like first or second.
And won.
That was crazy to me. Shaquan came out and won. I haven't seen Shaquan at a tournament. I mean, I see him all the time, but I didn't see him at a tournament in a while.
Right. So that was interesting. That
kid got hops.
He does.
I had to compare him to somebody.
Ooh. You gonna go there?
Just on hops.
Oh.
Not with the rest of it, but just on hops. Nobody gets up like that.
That's true.
Who else had bounce like that?
You know who had a crazy bounce?
Say it.
Jason.
Yep. One of the highest jump front kicks I've ever seen in my life. The ugliest foot position ever, but one of the high. Pow! We did a kick contest at Joe Greenhaw had a tournament, the G-Force Open or G-Force Challenge or something before he took over the New England Open, and we had a kick machine that, like, it was on pulleys, and it was like pool noodles and duct tape, so you had a big target to hit, and he had a little thing like the contractors used to tell you how tall it was. He straight up jump front kicked a 9'6".
Vertical? Whoop. Yeah, they said he can kick a basketball around. Well, he used to be able to kick a basketball around.
I believe it.
Like, yo, that's
I believe it. He hit 9'6".
That's why I said when people ask me, I'm like, yo, because I used to compare like all the fighters to NBA players. Yeah, like that's Vince Carter
all day.
Like, because nobody can do this stupid stuff that he does. Like, Jason's Vince. Yeah, like Jason's just Vince. Like, it's just stuff that he does. It's just like, what the heck, man?
Yes.
Yeah, and actually won a couple overall forms or weapons.
Weapons.
Yeah.
I've seen him win a couple weapons and some forms. Commas.
Yeah. Did he win diamonds?
Forms of weapons?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. Anyway, maybe I had to check the diamonds list.
Mr. Larry, send me one of them lists, man.
Yeah, no, he got it on the website.
No, I know he does.
Yeah, past winners.
I like. Yeah. I didn't see Larry too much this weekend. He's usually arbitrating calls.
Yeah, he was tucked in the back.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
Absence of a coach, promoter.
What you mean?
Don.
Yeah, Don wasn't.
Is he Don?
No, yeah, no, he was.
No, that's what I was saying. That was the
that was interesting because none of the usual Paul Mitchell people were there. Steve wasn't there. Julie wasn't there. Don wasn't there.
But the whole table was set up. Like the whole show was up. Yeah, that was.
But yeah, they're usually always there.
They're always at the Battle and always at the Open, and they're always at Ocean States.
Yep.
All of them. The whole crew usually is at those. So that was one of those sightings. I was like, I didn't see Don. I was thinking about all the promoters because when we talked about Larry was tucked in the back, I was like, I didn't really see too many. I was like, I saw Muhammad a little bit. I saw Master Brown. I like him. I saw I don't think I saw Manny Sr.
No.
I don't think I saw him. I saw Alex. I didn't see Bob Liker. I saw Mark Russo.
I saw Jared.
I didn't see Jared.
I saw Jared.
I never saw Jared.
I think he just stayed in the
form side,
the junior side.
I saw John Sharkey. I almost asked him about that.
There's no way he remembers that. There's no way he remembers that. There's no way he remembers that.
No. Oh my God. So yeah. I didn't get to yell. He's dying. Well,
You almost did.
I could have, but that would have been super insensitive.
Poor taste in that
and
one. Did that.
I mean, I'm a funny guy, but I'm not a jerk.
Yeah.
I try not to be, at least.
Yeah, that
was a rough one.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess no. Jason never wanted diamond forms or weapons. I'm looking at some of the past one, and some of the people that are on here. I'm like, oh shoot, he was
forgot
dope.
about some of them.
Yeah, some of them were super dope.
I think Keith Vitale was at the battle. He
was
presented awards. I think he presented an award on that Friday night, that team fight with DKS and Next Level.
Think I was really paying attention?
I know you weren't paying no attention. The only reason I knew is because I was standing on the stage when they started handing out the awards, and they were like, "Oh, former
was that the
world
beginning?
champion." Da, 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 da.
Oh no, he walked up to
hand up the awards to Jesse and them's kids. And
I wasn't paying attention. As soon as
they was done. As soon as that last fight was over, he was like done. I was just standing on the stage. I was like, "We out of here. We got another match." All right, we're done. Sweet.
No, I mean, like, as soon as they won their match, I would be looking around like, all right, what's happening now? Like, what time we leaving? All right, well, we'll consider it a little bit longer.
What you think about TDE's little statement on Saturday night for the overalls?
They said something?
No. You notice who didn't fight?
No. I didn't watch the team fight.
Oh, you didn't stay to the end to watch the team fight?
So
the last team, the last three men were.
That's what I said. I didn't see the legend versus TDE.
Oh, it was Zayn, Devin Hopper, and Ryan George.
Okay.
Cam sat out.
Okay. So Cam sat out.
Cam sat out on Saturday.
They just let it be known, huh?
They just like we can still beat you without Cam. Cam's not everything.
Like Cam,
but we can still beat you.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, they had two
teams.
teams.
How you say his name?
Zayn.
I completely call
Zayn.
him Zayn.
I think everybody calls him Zayn.
Like, it's Zayn. Oh, my bad, Zayn.
He said it again.
Like, my bad, Zayn.
I'll see this dude tomorrow. What's up? You want to spar tomorrow?
Is he here?
Yeah, fam.
He's not here.
I'm telling you. All right. Just on that side.
Yeah.
Devin, Zach, Key, Zayn, Jim Haymore, Justin works for them. He's still up on Mitchell, but Justin works with them. That's just the other side of the dojo. Right. Those are the fighters that are here. That's not including like Kev and you, Jermond, Cell, Trey, Mr. Young, like all the rest of them. So
no, I just
that's like the group, bro. Like
I was shocked when you said to him. I was like, wait, he's here too. I was like, dang, that's right. I forgot that he is actually. I just thought about it. Yeah, I remember some people saying that he
shortly after last year at the battle.
Yeah,
that was one of the moves that they made, and man, I'm telling you, dude got it set up right.
Yeah.
Listen, I
yep,
man, look at me.
So I'm not.
Look at me.
No.
But yeah, they man, Dojo got it up here, boy.
Yeah.
All around.
Yep.
Every city, everywhere you go. But no, that for me it's exciting because these dudes like to come over here and train with me. I don't know why, but I mean, I have a good time with them. I get some training in. What? Why you smirking?
I'm not gonna say why they want to come over here and train with you.
Why?
We on camera, so I'm not gonna say it. Just gonna leave it at that.
Stupid. That's not it. Maybe a little bit.
No, I think it's more because I guess it's the middle ground guys. I think a little further up.
Yeah, they're out in Cumming. We're all over in Cumming side.
Yeah, so coming down.
I'm kind of a middle ground for everybody to kind of meet in the middle. I know sometimes it's real far, but I open the doors all the time because MBS and them come up and all their the dojo kids. They got their team dojo. The kids they start sending over because my kids come. Some of my kids come, but no, that's fun. We'll be at it. I like Zayn though. He's a hard worker.
Is he?
That dude works hard.
I've never really talked to him. Like you know me, I don't really talk to
nobody.
Yeah, but I haven't really talked to him. I asked him a question while we were at the battle, but I can't even remember what question I asked him. It was something about what was going on. But yeah, I can't remember.
Zayn's a cool dude.
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all of them are pretty cool. I just got to get them to work. Again, some of them, that was the IQ. Don't look like you're not surprised
Not surprised.
that I would say that.
Well, no.
When you cleared everything out when you said the youth factor.
Yeah.
That under 25 really, because we don't develop till we 25.
Yeah, I know. I fought completely stupid.
Oh my goodness! Some of the fights that I watch back on YouTube.
Yeah.
Whoever keeps them videos up on YouTube, man, I don't know if I should thank you or tell you to take them things down. But oh man,
yeah, no, I gotta, yeah. I fought a lot of dumb ways, man. But all right, last one is the topic that I kind of wanted to touch on is injuries. Excuse me. Why does it seem like there are more injuries now than there have been in the past? And I mean injuries where they keep people out like a year, like torn ACLs to ripping out their shoulders, knee problems, ankles, your elbows, and people going through having to have surgery. And it seems like it's so many more now. Like this weekend in particular, it was a lot of people just getting injured.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to rack my brain around it. You got any ideas of why?
I got a few.
Because we got more. They got to wear chest protectors and elbow pads.
Oh my god!
They got to wear everything, man.
They don't have, kids do. You know, it's funny. Kids got to wear face masks and chest guards, but they don't have to wear elbow pads and shin guards. Adults have to wear elbows and shins, but they don't have to wear chest and face. But I saw a lot of open stance blitzing for the clashing from open stance that allowed that elbow to slide up and hit whoever was the second fighter, whoever was the outside fighter. So I watched 3 or 4 shots. Was like, ooh, that's why they have elbow pads. So I mean, I get it, but for me, it's probably a lot of people doing a lot of high intensive training, not really listening to their bodies, not knowing enough about the nutrition game. We're not, again, as a high class, high level elite sport where we're at to that professional level where you got guys who eat super clean and you got guys that maintain themselves during a season and don't drink and don't party and don't do those things. So you have a lot of what I would call half-assers. They bust their hump in training, but they don't do the nutrition, they don't do the rest regimen, they don't do the rest of the things. So they're constantly beating on their body without listening to it and allowing it to happen, because our time frame for greatness in the sport is, for the most part, relatively short. You got the longevity guys, but for the most part, guys are out 4 or 5 years and then they're gone doing something else, whether it be pre-college or while they're in college or while they're through whatever, you know what I mean, before they figure out life and get, married and kids.
Start running their school.
Right, starting schools and all that jazz. So, you know what I mean? I think that's most of what it is. Young, super hungry, super talented athletes that don't really know the ins and outs of their body.
So I asked my uncle, because when I thought about it, we were eating that juicy crab, and I asked him, and he was like, I was thinking the same thing recently about why it's so many injuries, because I think Morgan pulled a growing muscle, Chris injured his knee, and Avery's shoulder has been an ongoing thing.
Right.
And I was like, I just don't understand why it is. So then, like, the next day, me and Chris were standing around, and Ernest came up.
Right.
And I asked Ernest, I was like, why do you think this is? And he was like, you know what? It's because of they're overextending. So when you fight, you're blitzing and you're pushing and you're overextending on that arm, so your shoulder, your elbow is popping
Everything's out of alignment.
Your kicks, you're trying to lunge across there. You're not trying to hit. Y'all are, lunging across, touching and stuff like that.
Don't y'all me.
Well, okay.
Well, I know what you mean.
But yeah. So it changed. People are changing now. A lot of people are moving more, because before in the 90s and 80s,
IQ rather than speed and reaction.
Yeah, it was boom. You step in a little bit, and even though you did it, we were fighting on a line more so. Now, if you really look at it, they are using the whole ring, faking and jerking and stopping and going and moving, and that takes a toll on you running through there. And he said he thinks that's, and I kind of agree with the thought, because I couldn't understand, if you got all this other stuff, what in the world is it like that has people just I mean, having to have surgery at like 19, 20 because they blew out their knee. Like, yo, what is like? And it's like non-contact injuries. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's when I'm like, those are the ones that I'm like, what in the? This is kind of insane. Watching.
I tried to throw a dive bomb, dude cut that angle out of the way, and I rolled
Right.
my ankle, and now I gotta
Yeah.
get surgery on my ankle. Like,
It's-
but I mean, some of those are like that though.
Yeah.
Some of those are just like that. Some
Yeah.
of them, some of them look like clay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we see, and again, but look at what injuries did to that. Look what the injuries did to the finals.
Oh yeah, destroyed it.
So you know what I mean. So
Well-
if them at that level doing something as rudimentary as a layup, a nice easy dunk, and come down.
Are you a Lakers fan?
Am I a Lakers fan?
Are you a Heat fan?
I am not.
I mean, or a Magic
I'm
fan?
a Magic
You're a
fan.
Magic fan. Okay.
Magic is my team. We are terrible. I was wondering if you were gonna bring that up. Of course, I saw that.
mean,
Of course, I saw that at the tournament nighttime finals. Of course.
Yeah. Well, hey.
King James, man, I think that was silly though. They lost too much. But if the season turns around next year with AD, they're not going to get a great draft pick off the first round next year. Then they're not going to get another great draft pick the next year because if they stick together, it'll be.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's the Lakers.
exactly. It's
So
the Lake Show. People are going to go to the Lake Show.
They're
anyway.
going to go there. They don't really necessarily need draft picks. To be honest with you, like
No,
when you really
they'll
think
get,
about it,
I think at this point they just need somebody. They needed.
think about it. Who was their last? Who was
They
their
need a shooter,
last
and they need a ball handler.
great draft pick?
Kobe? Did they get Kobe in draft? No, they got Kobe in a trade. I don't know. Magic.
No. Well,
Well,
prior to that, it made James Worthy.
Worthy.
Yeah, I guess James Worthy. So that's like 84.
Yeah, but they don't have. Yeah, I was.
No,
as
really
you
think
said that,
about
I
it.
started clicking through, and I'm like, they've never had a really good draft.
No, they don't
So-
draft. Like they're like the Yankees. They just
They just pick
yeah,
up whoever
yeah,
they want.
pick
And they
up
get.
people
I mean,
come
they.
there.
I will always hate the Lakers because they stole Shaq.
I watched that documentary of
The Magic one.
Yeah, the Magic
30
one.
for 30. Yeah.
And I remember it. I remember Lil Penny. I remember thinking like, yo, they dope, all that good stuff. And I never really understood why Shaq left. And
You know why Shaq left?
Because they start.
LA. It's LA.
No,
Orlando, Florida, or LA
Well, no, he
with
said he wanted to
money.
stay,
And, no, he
But they
didn't.
said that also that
They
they
gave him-
lowballed him.
Because they met what LA gave him, and they were gonna have him
After.
opt out. It doesn't matter, and you could get the whole contract opted out after 3 years.
It matters because he's a dude. He's emotional. You don't try and get me after you try. No, they wanted me first.
But when they did,
No.
but listen, as a
'Cause
businessman,
you think about it,
as an
they said
emotional
Alonzo-
teenager, I already know.
They said Alonzo Mourning really is what screwed them up.
Yeah.
It's because he signed $100 million contract and Shaq was about to sign for 80.
yeah,
And then, like, he turned around and signed $100 million. He's like, wait, hold on.
I can get this.
No, all right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So I
give
just
me
say,
that
I'm gonna you go give me that $100 million.
150, whatever it was.
Yeah,
but the
something
craziest
crazy.
thing is,
But they gave him the opt out years. They said do it in 3. You just keep it in 3. If you stay here, you can have what the Lakers are going to give you, but you only have to commit 3 years here, and then you're.
yeah, but at that time, people weren't thinking about the 3-year thing.
Oh, I
But,
know.
you know what's crazy?
But it was LA, so I mean.
It was LA. That was another
it's
thing.
LA.
But also, what's crazy about that
And then he made Kazam.
is, well, but the craziest thing I found out about that, I thought about, in order to bring Shaq in, they decided to trade Vlade.
Mm-hmm.
And that trade got them Kobe. And then those two don't get along. Like, the whole thing is like, yo, you wouldn't have Kobe if Shaq didn't come. Like, you wouldn't. Kobe would have been in Charlotte
Yeah.
balling out. Like, yo, like,
Yeah.
he would have been balling out. He just,
He say he'd have been Westbrook?
Yeah.
Okay.
it'd been
As long as we can agree to that. Yeah, well, we can agree to that.
Yeah, he definitely would have been like that. But,
Grant Hill?
nah, he would stay healthy enough.
Again, Orlando Magic.
that's-
Worst trade
yeah.
I ever made.
That's crazy that Penny was like, "Yo, I'm mad when I saw that he won because he's like he got what that's me supposed
That's what he
that's
wanted,
what I'm
yeah.
supposed to be. It's me and Shaq supposed to be." And part of it was Shaq and because they really glossed over the fact that Shaq and Penny didn't get along.
No, they obviously did that.
They
did
glossed
not.
over
They
that,
no,
but,
they did
yeah.
not get along. As an Orlando fan who went to the games, went to practices, and sat around, they did not like each other.
They said they
We had a
started
squad before we got Shaq.
Yeah.
3D, Dennis
Nick.
Scotty Skiles,
Michigan State. What
Nick
up?
Anderson. Yeah. Tree Rollins.
yeah.
That's why Shaq didn't get 33. Tree Rollins was like, nah, son, can't have my number. I don't care who you are.
Rook. No. But yeah.
So,
All right. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't think they're gonna win the first year.
no, absolutely.
They'll win
not.
the next year after that. But
We'll see what these Warriors do.
Warriors ain't gonna be doing much.
I got Clay out and they're getting ready. Durant's already out for the year no matter what happens with Kevin.
Clay may come back in March, they said. February.
Because what was his, ACL?
Yep.
Was it just ACL or did they have MCL too? Because I immediately thought MCL.
I think they just said ACL. But
I immediately, when I watched that knee go in, I was sitting with the TDE kids. And as soon as it happened, I was like, oh, MCL gone. That might even be ACL. Then he came back out and started bouncing. I was like, man, don't do that. I was like, as soon as he goes back, as soon as he sits down, it's done. He had hit them free throws and was sat back, and, got back out, and they didn't even bother sitting him down. They just walked him straight back. And the lady was all optimistic. Yeah, we're gonna see what's going on. Very next. So we just got word that Klay Thompson will not be coming back out for the remainder of the game.
No, he's not.
You heard. Oh, you heard that? Just this sigh of disbelief.
Like, man, this is just crazy. I had never seen anything like that before in my life.
What? His knee like that? You watched it?
I watched it, but I'm just meaning like the amount of injuries the Warriors
had
going, and then it
bang, bang, 2 back to
within
back.
1 point. If Steph Curry hits that 3-pointer,
that's done.
Yeah, it's done. They would have won that game. They would have had to play yesterday and would have got destroyed, but they would have closed out Oracle with a win.
With a win, yeah.
As opposed to a loss, but I guess that's just
the
the
Raptors wanted that back home too.
Yeah,
they wanted.
I
that
saw
in the
Drake
park.
today on the float.
Oh God.
Yeah, he was out there on the float like
So what you think? Is the Drake curse gone?
No,
I didn't think so. He jumped so hard from team to team. It's always gonna happen.
Not at all. It's still there. It's still in effect. It's just suspended for 1 week.
What you think about Kawhi? Is Kawhi staying?
No, but I will say
going
that
to the Clippers.
Yeah. I will say that because he said something. I'm gonna bring it up, but he said something that was interesting. But I'm watching the parade today. I watched some clips of it, and everybody screaming 5 more years at him. He was just kind of like, and then Kyle was like 5 more years, and then it was just like, all right. Well, he's kind of got that look like, all right, maybe. So the word is that it's between the Clippers. They actually. Now that the Lakers have AD, there's talk that he may go to the Lakers.
Listen,
I don't want that, but
I do. I do just because it's funny. Everybody blames the Heat for that super team thing.
Oh yeah, that was Boston.
Thank you.
It was Boston.
That Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce deal. Even though only 2 of them are really, really that good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know I just had it. All right. So right after it says Kawhi Leonard says bringing Toronto their first championship is the most satisfying part of the experience. This is something they can build on.
Bye.
Yeah. He's gone.
Bye.
He's gone.
I knew he was gone. I knew he was gone before these playoffs even started, man.
Everybody knew it. Like, no, he wants to be in LA. He's going to LA. Man.
He lives in LA. He's got houses in LA. Like,
right.
He's
San
from
Diego.
I was going to say he's from right there.
So he wants to go home, man. Just let that man, that bored man go home.
That man,
y'all goes home.
Yeah, I would leave the Terminator alone.
Hey, that robot.
I don't know whoever called him that one day. I was just. That's the best name ever for this
Terminator.
Dude. The Terminator. This dude is just
that is dope.
Stone.
Yeah, that is dope.
I'm funny.
Stone. Steve, man.
Oh, Kawhi's a trip.
You got anything else?
But yeah, no. Oh man. Now we hit most everything.
That's an hour and a half in.
We didn't hit everything.
No, we didn't hit everything. I wanted to keep some stuff for next week because I'm sure we're gonna think of some other things. But I will say the highlight of the weekend for me was the women's team fighting. Katana and Morgan team fought together.
Oh yeah,
which was dope for me to see. But dope. Then the other ironic one was that it was could have been an All Stars Impacts team up, which was interesting to me.
I was waiting for what you was gonna say because I wasn't gonna say.
I just thought it was interesting, man. Like I was like, wait, what? What? I forgot. Actually, I forgot straight off the top of my head, but then because we talked about it before, but it was just interesting to see like it was an All Stars Impacts team up. Yeah. So it was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
to
that
see
was
that.
yeah, I heard about that Friday night, and I was like, he was like, hey man, I didn't say nothing to you, but like, don't be mad at me. I got that. Don't be mad at me. I was like, and I said, why? You fight with Impacts or something, bro? How you know? I was like, well, I knew they didn't have a full squad here.
Yeah.
I knew we didn't have a full squad here. So what's it gonna be? Like you, Jack, Avery,
It's gonna be
and
interesting
Chris?
to see what they Impacts does soon.
I was curious about that. I was wondering if you had got any insight on that because with it just being right now, Chris, Avery, and Morgan, because Ross is obviously with his career right now taking off. He's done. Grenier with his family. I don't know what he's doing.
He's running the school with the families. Yeah, so
man,
you got real life priorities. Yeah,
you get to that point. That's I mean, honestly, we got on our squad. We got Kevin, Elijah, and then the old heads, Jack and Robbie. I mean, that's it. I don't really go out that much. I haven't seen Ross cook in a while. I know he's still doing it, but he's doing school overseas. So, that's a big thing. Leon is hit and miss. Jamal just had surgery. You know what I mean? Like, so.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, both teams are just kind of just, and it's really opened up for
TDE. Proper TDE.
Yep.
Who else catches wins? That's about it.
That's it.
TDE.
Because the same thing goes for Paul Mitchell. Like Justin doesn't really fight too much.
Nope. Tomas and Laszlo is expensive to come over here all the time.
So you don't see Paul Mitchell too much.
They got Mike Jefferson, who looked really good this weekend.
He did.
I didn't see him much on Friday, but I judged him on Saturday. Man, he looked good.
Yeah, he looked. Who did he lose to on Friday night? I can't remember.
Teams or in open weight?
I don't think he did open weight.
I thought he did do.
I think he did.
Did he? Yeah, I didn't see him. He didn't fight teams. So he only fought open weight.
He fought open weight because I remember seeing him fight that night. I mean, that day.
He was in that other ring. I know that. So I didn't even.
Who were the last four? It was Brian, Venom,
Cam, and Ant.
Right. Yeah. So.
Did they end up bringing anybody else up? I missed the very first, so it was just the one fight.
It was just the one fight.
Okay,
yeah.
So that was crazy. I wondered what they were gonna do, because that's who Mike lost to. I think Mike lost to Venom.
Yes,
I think Mike lost to Venom Friday night.
I think so. Yeah, he did.
Because I remember seeing I think because I saw clips on the live stream later on after the replays.
No, because he did.
He
did.
Technically, they should have brought Mike up, but I mean, with a loss, you don't really bring somebody up. And I thought they would have given the last year returning champion Cam the bye, but they didn't give Cam the bye. They had him fight Ant. They just was like, all right, Brian gets the bye.
Yeah, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that was crazy to me. Like, okay, but all right, whatever. I mean, shoot, the year that I got the bye into. I was the only, because there was only one person who didn't get a bye because something happened with Jotty. Jotty had got sick or injured or something. The Extreme Warrior year that Trevor won. There was like supposed to be 8 of us. Then it boiled down to like there was only 5 of us left. And I got the bye, and I fought the winner of I think Alex and Ant Merrick's, and I fought Ant because Ant beat Alex Lane, and then Jack fought Trevor, and then I fought Trevor. And then Jack lost to Trevor by 1, which was a great fight. I mean, them two always great fighters, but yeah. But they gave me the bye. They were like, "Oh, Chris is last time we did this, Chris won, so Chris gets the bye."
Oh, that's crazy.
All right, whatever, cool.
That's crazy.
I don't have to be randomly shuffled in there fighting Jack first round or Trevor first round, or I mean, I would have fought the other two. I had no problem fighting anybody, but still. You to return the champ. I mean, you should get a little bit of the love. You know, if anybody gets the bye, it's the champ. Champ is here.
Yeah, it should be.
But I don't know. Cam made great adjustments all weekend. God dang, man, I can't really talk too much about how good he fought.
Oh, he did.
It was impressive.
He did. He fought real well.
And Ryan George fought awesome the whole weekend. That was a fight at the end.
What?
They only fought one round.
Cam? Yeah.
They only fought one round.
They did.
And then
I
it was
thought,
kind of
which was weird to me. And
but they've done that. They've done that before because somebody was saying, I won't say who, but somebody was saying on the sidelines they have to fight 2 rounds. Make them fight 2 rounds because if one of them would have bowed out to the other, then there could have been the protest that you bowed out because of whatever. You can't fight tonight on stage for teams, so they can't have had one person bow out to the other just in case. I mean, I didn't know what their strategy and their team was, but I know that's a rule.
Oh, that is a rule.
That's a rule. If you bow out in one division, you're supposed to, because it's supposed to be for like an injury, that means you bow out for the rest of the tournament. That was one of the things they had started to do on NASCAR. I don't know if it's an official
I guess it's
rule, but
stop
it
people
depends
from bowing
on,
out.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
that's
I
what
mean,
it's there for.
what they gonna do if somebody just scores 1 point? They just do like this, and then they just stand there looking at everybody for the rest of the fight. Like,
It's going to be worse. I would rather, you know what I mean? That's the question. Like, do you play? Do you want them to play fight? Do you want them to? You want them to really fight? I mean, obviously, in the grand scheme of things, you want even teammates to really fight. But,
right.
You know, some do.
Some do.
Most don't.
A lot don't.
Most don't.
A lot don't.
Some do. Right.
Yeah.
I think we touched on that before. You know, certain teams will just
Play around. It's just not the
Yeah.
same. But then you should have somebody like Ross and Avery going at it like insane. Like, whoa.
But
okay.
then but you know, and it all depends. Would they go at it like that if they had to fight All Stars coming out with or
next fight?
Team TDE as a team fight next? Would they bang it out like that? Some will.
Some will.
Few will. Very few will.
I don't know.
As I mean, for me as a team structure, if I know we got a hard
I'll
fight
tell you,
as a team,
if the Diamond is on the line,
Diamond's
I
on
think
the
so.
line. We fight.
I think they fight.
Diamond is different. Diamond and the Warrior Cup.
Mhm.
But the Warrior Cup always does the Warrior Cup last, so you never have that problem.
Yeah.
Everything builds to the cup. You know what I mean? So again, I think it's how you set things up. I don't think, you know, I don't know. It's weird. I like the team matchup. I always like team fighting better than individuals. Just the excitement as a spectator, the atmosphere, the who's it gonna be? Who's the team? Oh, they're down by 3, but oh man, look who's coming up next. You know, it's for me.
Yeah, it
that's
builds it
that's
up.
the show. That's the show.
It builds it up. Yeah.
Set
100%.
team fights.
Shut up.
Okay. That's the show.
Just gonna leave it at that. All right, because Chris
on that
started to
one-
talk too much, so we about to get out of here. And yeah, we had hour and 40.
Hour 45.
Yeah, well, hour 42, but yes, that's good enough.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to listen to us too much longer.
No.
So we'll catch you guys next week. I'm Travis.
I'm Chris, and this is our experience. Good luck and God bless.
Look at Chris with a sign out. All right.